Hello again, Alison Lewis, Breeze champion for British cycling. Breeze are women only rides, and I'm a ride leader, volunteer ride leader in Brighton and Hove. I've made a couple of short videos previously about inner tubes to bring out on a Breeze ride, as well as the different kinds of valves that you get on inner tubes. This time I'm making a video because even though it's April 2021, the weather is about to turn very cold. And I am leading a couple of Breeze rides this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, and it is going to be much colder than you would think for this time of year. It will be much closer to the middle of winter. And a lot of women who come out on our Breeze rides aren't used to riding in cold or cold and wet weather. So I wanted to give you a few top tips if you're coming out with us, or indeed anywhere in the country, either now or in the winter, and you really want to enjoy the experience more than you might. There are a few things you really need to pay attention to more when you're riding a bike than if you are, say, walking or running. And the first one I want to emphasize is your hands. Because when you're cycling, your hands are on the handlebars and you can't stick them under your armpits to warm them up. You can't really move them that much, and they're getting all the wind chill as you're moving forwards. Fingers can get painfully cold and can make it dangerous because you can't move the brakes and you can't change your gears. So here are my top tips if you're going out either this weekend or over winter and you want to not have cold hands. You might even always take these out with you in a bag in case you get colder hands than you thought you would. Get hold of some of the gloves, either the kind that you get for free from petrol stations or the more medical kind. Both of these are advertised as disposable. I don't throw them away until they really are ripped up and not able to be used again. By putting your hands inside this or inside this, you are providing both a waterproof layer for if it starts to rain, but also it keeps the warmth in your hand. I do get some riders say, don't your hands get sweaty? To be honest, I'd rather have sweaty hands than freezing cold or wet from the rain hands. So you put whichever form you want on your hand. And then if you can get hold of some thin, they're called liner gloves. Sometimes they're silk, sometimes they're man-made fibers, but a really thin fabric glove. I then put my hand with the more plastic glove on there. That keeps them nice and warm. Then I might put a more usual pair of mid-weight cycling gloves on, or any normal kind of gloves, to be honest. I think these were from Decathlon, quite cheap. Then they go inside there. There we go. And even then, these aren't waterproof. I would wear another pair of gloves which have more of a windproof and waterproof fabric. So these are a pair of my more waterproof gloves. They're called sealskins. They are made to be waterproof. So you're starting to spend a bit of money if you're going to buy a pair of that. Or my best ones ever are a pair of what's called lobster gloves, where you just have two different bits for your hands to go into. So at this stage, they need to be obviously big enough to fit your hands with the other gloves on. But this, all those layers plus these lobster gloves, which take a bit of getting used to with the gloves and with the brakes and the gears, but all of this, my hands are going to be really warm this weekend. If my hands get too hot, I can always take one of these layers off and rearrange it all, but I would rather have that and pop them in a bag to continue carrying than head out and part of the way through the ride my hands are painfully cold and I can't operate my brakes properly. So that's your hands. You may notice I'm wearing a buff, so your head can get very cold, your ears can get very cold again with the wind chill. If you've got a very thin cap or a thin woolen hat, not a great big bobble hat, but a thin woolen hat, that can help. You can get ones that are like skull caps that come over your ears. I love buffs. They keep my neck a bit warmer, and you can bring them up, you can go over your ears, you can put it right up over your head if need be. And I particularly like these when it's a little bit chillier weather. The other thing I want to say about is feet. So toes can also get painfully cold. Again, it's the wind chill. Again, if it is at all rainy or you're going through puddles, all the water comes up and makes your feet wet. So something a bit unusual, you might want to get some kitchen foil to wrap your toes in. I do that over a thin layer of socks, or even a plastic bag. That keeps your feet really warm as well as dry if it's raining. If you start to get very keen on cycling, you can get proper shoe covers like these to go over your cycling shoes, or toe covers. So let me just show you a few photographs for more of the feet, what you can do. So there we go. So there's someone who has put a plastic bag. It looks like put their socks on, then put the plastic bag on, then put their shoes on. Now, of course, you don't have to look like that. If you've got long trousers, long tight trousers, you would cover that up with the trousers. But that really does keep your feet quite warm as well as dry. In terms of plastic tin foil, there you go. Cover the toes in particular, or some people cover the whole foot in tin foil over a thin layer of socks. You might then want to put some thicker socks on, but then make sure your shoes are big enough for your toes to still be able to wiggle. Tight shoes aren't good in cold weather. You can get commercial feet warmer products. I've tried various ones of these. Some people get on with them. I don't. I don't like the way that they are one use only and disposable, but you might want to try and get hold of these if you get desperately cold feet. And this is a toe cover made really for proper cycling shoes, but you can get covers which go over the toe of the shoe as well as full shoe covers like this. That's a yellow version like I showed you of mine, the black, and they just zip up at the back, go over your shoes. So that's really the most extreme parts of your body that you need to take care of in the cold weather and the cold and wet weather. So do experiment. My advice, take out more than you need. Layers as well. If you're going to pause for a cafe break or something like that, you might want to put another layer on. Waterproofs work really well, even if it's not raining. Just keeps the wind off and keeps you a little bit warmer. It's no reason not to get out cycling at all. Keep yourself moving, keep yourself getting out there, but do take care of those fingers and toes. Hope to see you on one of our breeze rides in Brighton and Hove, or if not, wherever you are in the UK, getting out and enjoying your breeze rides there. Let's hope this cold snap moves on soon and we get to more of the spring-like weather. Bye-bye for now.